Welcome to One Brothas Mind, and I am KD Smooth. Today we will question and challenge popular information and views from a B1 perspective, while we expose the real facts you need. We do this to strengthen your logical, critical, and discerning thinking skills. Because in today's world, hard choices are mandatory and they come with consequences. So you need all the information. And at One Brothas Mind, we do this from a B1 Yeshua the Christ followers perspective. Now, if you're not ready, you better get ready with Katie Smooth at One Brothas Mind.
Okay, thank you. All right, are you there?
I am. How are you?
I'm doing great. Agent X, great to have you. I am live right now recording a video that's going to be on Patreon as we speak. And I wanted to talk about what we discussed about an hour ago about where we're at on this information. Tell us at 11:38 a.m. what information that you found out about.
Okay, 11:38 this morning. I'm in constant contact with various contacts within various agencies. Just to put it that way. And we have a staff work because we've worked together for many years, served downrange together many times, and basically watch each other's back. Got notified at 11:38 this morning. The United States started receiving a series of cyber attacks, and it was clearly indicated they were from Russia, and they were doing malware attacks, cyber worms, phishing attacks, denial of service, probing, and different things at all levels within the government. They were primarily focusing on infrastructure in some areas. The agent that I spoke to, a good friend of mine, works within the Department of Energy, and he said the Department of Energy was hacked, and they were having to do a lot of what we call air gapping between networks to keep networks, up and running efficiently because of the sheer number of attacks across the entire spectrum. Now, the CISA just issued about a few hours ago. They just issued a warning that pretty much a checklist for all government agencies started adhering to. It looks like that cyber attacks are going to continue or actually be escalated. So, it is well known that Russia does have the capability to attack our infrastructure, i.e., power grid, water pumping stations, substations, and what we basically call SCADA data, which is basically the machine language that operates a lot of our pumping stations and sewage stations. And the big threat here, of course, is pumping stations for nuclear power plants. So that started around 11:30, and I just got off a secure contact with him, and as for about a half hour ago, it's still ongoing. So it's been going on for several hours, several hours now, So it's pretty serious. But that's just one thing that he had let me up. So I got a contact from another that he let us know that there was a convoy of Triple M's that had been moved out of Moscow on their way to Ukraine. That's a big threat issue, big concern. So a lot of things going on right now in the Ukraine theater.
Okay, now while this is going on, these big fish attacks, warning to all government agencies, these things that are happening. Also, I have reports now that we have gone to Defcon 1. Defcon 1, I actually seen the memo that was sent to me, leaked to me from an individual that's in the federal government. And if that's the case, you were sharing with me that Vladimir Putin has at least 4 ICBM, 4 Topol M intercontinental ballistic missiles on a convoy on the move to get in position.
Right. It was reported to an agency friend of mine who notified me to say, hey, make sure you're good and prepped and good to go because this thing's getting hot. Around this day, that would be around 2:30 East Coast time. That'd be East Coast time. You're East Coast, right? You're East Coast time. About 2:30 East Coast time, it was reported that a convoy of topo limbs, which is now topo limbs are, a very large scale ICBM, about 1 megaton. These are not tactical nukes. These are big boomers. At least 4, maybe up to 6, had been seen and reported going through Moscow on their way south to be placed in range of Ukraine. Now, of course, there's all sorts of support vehicles, and there's actually a whole, I think there's brigade-size security team that goes with this. So it's a quite a big entourage. And the thing about it is, they're doing this, and obviously our satellites can see this movement. And as soon as they see movement like that, and if you see the threat increase, what that does to U.S. forces, it immediately takes them above Defcon 3 to 2, then possibly 1 if the threat is real enough. If the threat is valid, they go to what they call cocked pistol. That's the highest level of readiness within U.S. forces. And that pretty much means everything is on alert. A long time ago, people have been called back from leave. Everyone is ready for deployment. Missiles are put on alert. Bombers are put on alert. Looking glass, the nuclear ICBM command control planes are put up. Sometimes they're called doomsday planes, are put into the air. Ships are, sent out to sea. Safeties are taken off of things. I mean, there's all sorts of steps that's taken if that's the case. And that's scary stuff there, Pastor. I mean, if Putin is ratcheting it up, if he's just trying to scare the Ukrainians, this should be scaring anyone who's listening to this broadcast, because there are no winners in a nuclear war. If he would drop topo limbs and into Ukraine, you're looking at mass death, radiation, fallout, and economic catastrophe worldwide. And we just don't know what would be our current response. Do you take out Moscow? And then, it's been reported, and I have sources that tell me that, there are still multiple sightings as of around 3 o'clock Eastern time this afternoon. Another Russian a boomer or a nuclear ballistic missile submarine surfaced right off the coast of Virginia, showed its tubes and went back down. So basically, what Putin is saying is, hey guys, I'm off your coast. I can take out any of your cities within 6 to 10 minutes. So stand by. So don't jump into this thing. So that could be the psychological warfare message that Putin is sending Biden. Like, if you escalate this or you move troops from Poland into Ukraine, I'll go nuclear. And you can't second guess Putin. He's a hardliner. You can't get in his head. So that's where we're at right now, Pastor.
All right. All right, Agent X, I appreciate this update. This is very important, and we're going to post this now on Patreon. And I thank you for this information. Folks, be in prayer. Be in prayer. Thank you so much, Agent X.
Yes, definitely. And I also learned from another Special Forces contact that Franco is going out, and a lot of Special Forces units are being moved into Poland, as well as some airborne airborne personnel out of Fort Bragg are on the move as well. So sadly, it looks like both sides are ratcheting up the numbers of troops, and the more sophisticated weapons are being brought into play, and you just don't know where this thing's going to go. You really don't. And I'm also getting reports from an obscure person, I cannot validate it, that Russia fired on a ship in the Black Sea today. So there's all sorts of stuff happening on multiple fronts. But all indicators are that if the Russian forces don't take Ukraine on the timetable that Putin wants, that he may bluff or he may really go nuclear. It's just unknown at this point.
All right, Agent X, thank you so much for this report, and we'll be back in touch with you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.